Hello and welcome to a much-awaited launch in the commodity sector, the futures on MCX iCOMDEX. The multi-commodity exchange of India in minutes from now will launch India's first bullion index called BULLDEX. The exchange has near 99% market share in gold in derivatives trade in the country and offers a variety of contracts in gold and silver. To be exact, it offers actually 6 varieties in gold alone. The gold as an asset class has found place in mainstream as world is going through uncertainty due to COVID-19 and economic recovery concerns. So it's a great timing to launch the product. The global central banks and governments are dealing with this by the way of unprecedented stimulus measures and easy money policies, and that has been supportive for gold as a safe haven for hedging against inflation and uncertainty as well. The gold prices have hit an all-time high in this year in dozens of currencies, including India, in Europe and Australia, etc. We also have seen $2,000 per ounce in dollar terms for the first time ever in this year. And the Indian markets have seen the prices northwards of 56,000 rupees per 10 grams. We have seen nearly 35 to 40% of gains in gold prices in the Indian markets. And while the jewelry demand in this year has slipped to record lows, and that is expected because there was a lockdown and then the prices have been volatile and at all-time highs, but the investment demand has continued to perk up. If you look at the gold exchange, we have seen the volumes and participation increase. The gold ETFs and the gold funds also have seen unprecedented buying and increase in participation. While there are various ways of trading in gold, the investors couldn't partake the recent rally in silver as there is no ETF, and the only way to trade in silver was by the way of physical and in futures. And the volumes on the exchange on both of these commodities have clearly surged. BULLDEX has both gold and silver as the underlying commodities. The market lot size for BULLDEX is 50 lot size, and this is a cash settled futures contract. It has a 70 to 30 exposure on gold and silver both. So in one contract, you will have exposure on gold and silver, both of these commodities. So you don't have to really look at both of these commodities individually in sense of prices. You don't have to worry about deliveries. This is a cash settled product and you will have an exposure to both of these commodities. It's a great product to have in retail. The mutual funds, institutions, portfolio managers, etc. will also be looking forward to trade into this one. Let me now first get in my first guest, and Mr. P.S. Reddy, who's MD and CEO MCX, is now joining us. Mr. Reddy, great to have you on this launch and many congratulations. A much awaited and a timely launch really because of what we are looking at in the international markets. Do please lay out the major attributes of this contract, the behind-the-scenes story on what really went on building up this contract, and the various steps that the exchange has taken towards the trade. Mr. Reddy.
Good morning, Manisha. Thank you for introducing iCOMDEX bullion indices to the market today. Let me at the outset welcome you all for this program of contract launch on bullion indices. This is one occasion which has been awaited for by both members and their constituents alike because of the cash settled nature of the contract. Of late, we don't have any such cash settled contracts, and so this is coming at a time when the underlying contracts, both silver as well as gold, are very actively traded. I'm sure this timing is also helpful for successful launch of these commodity indices. This is also a very useful contract for many other players because they don't need to worry about the deliveries that may trigger in the normal course for underlying products if they trade in. MCX is not something new in this field, and we have been trading in the underlying assets for a long time, for more than 15 years. And this particular thing is very important for us because this launch is expected to not only create volumes in the index futures contract, but also the underlying commodities, because it throws up a lot of opportunities for traders to hedge, and as well as for other players who will be who will be using various other trading strategies. MCX has been pursuing keenly to integrate itself with the physical market. That is, in that direction, we have recently also introduced what you call India Good Delivery Standard of Bullion, where the bullion processed by the Indian refiners will be permitted in the existing contracts. Similarly, the Indian refined lead will also be permitted to be delivered in the lead contracts. This is in line with the Government of India's policy for self-reliant and inclusive growth. And we are keen that Make in India also be coupled with Trade in India and Price in India. And I'm sure these kind of measures, these kind of products will further increase the reach of the commodity markets into the integrate substantially with the physical market players and make them part of the organized trading. Uh, on this occasion, we have requested Sri Mohanty ji, who has kindly consented to launch these contracts. Even my chairman, Mr. Saurabh Chandra ji, who is very passionate about launching new contracts, who has been passionate about introducing contracts which are helpful for the domestic players, has also kindly consented uh, to grace the occasion. I'm grateful to both of them for accepting it. I am also requesting all the member brokers to make this contract a vibrant contract and make it successful. On this occasion, I thank one and all because it's early in the morning. All of you are viewing the launch program, and I'm grateful to one and all for sparing their valuable time in this early morning. I also thank the press for giving a wide publicity for the launch of these programs. And I thank you one and all. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Reddy. The exchange with the highest market share in the segment has made valuable contributions and reforms to the trade. And clearly, as Mr. Reddy was saying, that we are looking forward to various participations coming in onto this one. I would now like to welcome Mr. Saurabh Chandra, who is Chairman MCX, to share his views on this launch. Mr. Chandra, good morning. And this has been a much awaited product by the industry, and we will see the first trades in just minutes from now. But how are you looking at the development and the trades going forward? And what is the road ahead when you look at commodities as a segment for India?
Thank you, Manisha. Today, we are happy to launch India's first index futures contract on bullion. This is the outcome of a process that began last year with SEBI issuing guidelines on commodity indices. Based on these guidelines, MCX iCOMDEX indices were constructed and the future contracts were designed. The MCX iCOMDEX Bullion Index Futures is a first of its kind derivative product in the commodities market. It fulfills the need for investing in bullion in a cost-effective manner. The Bullion Index Futures is expected to cater to the requirements of both retail investors and institutional participants. This product provides an avenue to Indian investors to safely invest in bullion on a well-regulated platform, and that too using an index which conforms to the standards for financial benchmarks set by the International Organization on Securities Commission, also called IOSCO. The Bullion Index offers retail investors an opportunity of investing in the bullion sector as a whole without the need to analyze the gold market or silver market separately. It is convenient as the contracts are settled in cash. Indians have always treated gold as a safe haven investment. Futures trading in MCX iCOMDEX Bullion Index is expected to fulfill a latent demand by giving participants a safe, efficient, and easy avenue to invest in both gold and silver simultaneously. The MCX iCOMDEX Bullion Index is expected to incentivize institutional participants to create a variety of unique trading and arbitrage strategies using underlying commodity contract variants and the index futures product. This index can also be used by institutional investors, including fund managers, to benchmark the outcome of their investment decisions in the bullion sector. It is an easy to replicate index with minimal tracking error and suitable for passive index based strategies. Fund managers can also create ETF products on the index and offer them to their clients. The availability of futures trading in MCX iCOMDEX Bullion Index envisages enhanced trading opportunities in the constituents of the index, that is MCX gold and silver futures. This can lead to an increase in liquidity of the underlying futures products on the MCX platform. Higher liquidity will strengthen the bullion derivatives market in the country. MCX proposes to launch futures trading in MCX iCOMDEX base metal index soon. This index will reflect the performance of 5 liquid base metal futures contracts traded on the exchange. Before I end, I would like to take the opportunity to thank our regulator SEBI for taking the momentous step of permitting futures trading on commodity indices. We hope and are confident that we shall continue to receive the guidance and support from SEBI for introducing more innovative products in future, which in turn would meet the diversified needs of market participants. Thank you.
Mr. Chandra, thank you so much for those kind words and wishes to the trade. The first instance of commodity derivatives trading in India goes as back as 1875 with the setup of Bombay Cotton Exchange. But it was then, and now it has revived since 2003 as an electronic derivative exchange. And with SEBI as a regulator, a lot has been achieved. A lot of reforms have been brought in, whether it is by the way of products, participations, surveillance, margins, etc. in last many years. I now would request Mr. S.K. Mohanty, who's whole-time member SEBI, to say a few words as we are now literally minutes away from the launch. Mr. Mohanty, good morning, and this is a big day today. We are looking at the first index launch when it comes to commodities. A lot of diversified group of investors would now have access to a list of products in this segment, especially as commodities are the flavor of this year. We have seen increase in participation and volumes in the sector. Would invite you, Mr. Mohanty, now to say a few words.
I'm happy to be part of today's function to launch MCX iCOMDEX Bullion Index Futures Contract. Last year in June 2019, SEBI notified that exchanges are permitted to launch trading on commodity indices. And this year, in June 2020, SEBI gave permission to MCX to launch trading in futures in two indices, two sectoral indices, that is on bullion and metals. I'm happy that today MCX is introducing MCX iCOMDEX bullion futures. I think with the introduction of these sectoral bullion futures, this index product along with commodity existing derivative products and also option in goods, the entire bullion market as far as derivative market is concerned is complete so as to attract diversified group of investors and investors from all segments, including institutional and retail participants. Whoever is having any interest in this bullion market to come and invest as well as trade in the market. And this will not only meet the hedging, trading and investment requirements of all market participants, but also will obviate the need for buying and storing physical gold and silver as because the institutional and non-institutional participants now will derive much more benefit by participating in the index products that the MCX is launching today. Basically, the index products like this iCOMDEX gold and bullion, this precious metal index future,
they have their inherent attributes to attract diversified participants because of the indexes are designed in such a manner that it can cater to the needs of all sorts of investors. And commodities of late has been accepted widely as a mainstream asset class owing to its attributes such as portfolio diversification, inflation hedge, and risk-adjusted returns. And over the last few years, the trading volume in the commodity derivative market world over has increased. And if one goes by the data of FIA, in the first half of 2020, there has been an increase by about 35% globally across exchanges in the derivative contracts trading. I think in Asia Pacific region also, there has been tremendous growth by about 30%. So with this, I think this is the right and opportune time when MCX has come forward with this index product for the benefit of market participants. And I hope the product, this bullion product, encourages and also attracts a lot of liquidity and also becomes one of the mainstay product of MCX in coming near future. I congratulate MCX management, and also I congratulate the MCX board of directors and also the entire staff of MCX for having made it possible to launch this index product on bullion market, on commodity bullions today. And with this, I now formally declare the launch of MCX iCOMDEX Bullion Index Future. Thank you.
Well, we have heard the big voices on the exchange and the SEBI as well, but we also have some congratulatory messages pouring in from traders, investors and members. Let's listen into that excitement and expectations.
I would like to congratulate the whole exchange.
Nice to see exchanges launching innovative product structure, and now Bullion Index are excellent example of product. Thanks to MCX and entire team.
I congratulate MCX on launching another awaited product which is trading in indices.
I would like to congratulate MCX on the launch of their Bullion Index.
We congratulate Team MCX for taking up this initiative and wish the exchange all the best.
Let me congratulate MCX for its new Bullion Index product.
So I must congratulate MCX for this exciting journey of last 17 years, and I can very proudly say that I am a member of MCX.
Congratulations to MCX for their new launch of Bullion Index.
I just want to wish MCX the best of luck.
Here's wishing MCX all the very best on the launch of the Bullion Index.
I also congratulate MCX for the launch of iCOMDEX Bullion Index.
I wish all the best to MCX team for starting Bullion Index.
MCX iCOMDEX Bullion and Metal Index Future के लॉन्चिंग के अवसर पर मैं MCX को पूरे आस्था परिवार की ओर से बहुत शुभकामनाएं देती हूँ.
I'd like to congratulate MCX for its new Bullion Index product.
Wishing MCX a great success in its new product launch.
I congratulate MCX for introducing a new product of index in the bullion market.
I wish MCX all the very best.
First of all, congratulate MCX for launching this and wish them a lot of success of having a good turnover on the index derivatives, which is a good hedging tool for the entire bullion market.
Once again, congratulate MCX for launching such a product.
I would like to congratulate MCX for launch of Index Bullion Futures.
My best wishes to MCX and the team for the launch of indices.
We wish from the group of Anand Rathi a very hearty congratulations to the exchange for whatever endeavor they are doing today.
And we wish MCX all the best for the near future.
We congratulate MCX for launching the Bullion Index.
MCX जो इंडेक्स फ्यूचर का लॉन्चिंग कर रही है उनके लिए मैं अपने एक्सचेंज को बहुत बधाई देता हूं
I'd like to congratulate MCX on launch of Bullion Index Futures.
I wish to congratulate MCX on launch of Commodity Index.
Let me tell you some more details about the contract itself. The contracts are available as per the contract launch calendar. The 20th day of the contract launch month would be the day. If the 20th day is a holiday, then the following working day will become the launch date. Now, the last trading day would be the one business day prior to the start of the rollover period if the underlying constituents index. In case if there is no rollover during any calendar month, the contract will expire on the 25th day of the month. And if 25th day is a holiday, then the preceding working day is what it would be. The lot sizes, as I've told you before as well, is 50 in this case. The bullion index quotation or the base value is what we are looking at here. The maximum order size would be 80 lots here.
And with that, those are the first trades streaming on your screens of iCOMDEX.